Okay, guys, let's talk about today's second trade. That was Block. Before that, let's go to my Twitter. Okay, so this is a video. It's a pinned tweet. If you have not watched it, anything what I'm saying, I don't think you'll have much clue if you have not watched this one. So this will give you a complete insight on what my trading really is all about. This is the Tesla trade I just took, and these were the tickers I did share today. So, Zoom, I couldn't take, but we'll discuss Zoom in a minute. Block was the second one, and the Tesla. So, this recap I have already posted. So, these were the levels for Block 6850 and 6840, something on that range. So let's come to that. So yes, 6840 and 6765. So these were the two levels I did share. Pre-market, the reason for this trade was, let's go to the daily. RSI will help you, but obviously you don't want to miss the price action. So as you see, broke the downtrend, consolidated here for 2 days, and then gave you a pretty solid candle, green candle here with a very nice volume. Now what I'm looking at is, and this completes a rounding bottom. So this is essentially a cup. Sometimes prices go parabolic. I do feel it has some more room. Maybe if it crosses this one, I think it can go and get rejected somewhere around here or maybe around here. But this is what kind of drew my attention towards this particular ticker. So let's go to the hourly. So on the hourly, you take a look. This is what I was interested in because obviously this is action from today. You know that for almost 8 to 10 hours, the prices has been in a bull territory. So bull territory would be anything over 60. Let's go to 15 minutes. You know where you are. So yes, clearly you are on the bull zone. You're on a 5 minutes. Again, the pre-market action, and it kind of consolidated pretty tightly in this particular range. So all it was is essentially either if it protects this level or anything over and above this value would be your entry. Broke this downtrend, and I was expecting it will do in a pre-market. That's why Tesla was my first entry. And anytime I share more than one or two tickers, I have already selected what strike prices I will be going for. For a block, what I ended up doing is, if you look at the bid and ask, for the weekly, this was wide. So I went for next week. I think it was a 70 call or so. And that's what the next week's strike I ended up taking, and I was like, okay, that's fine, even if I get 2-3 point move, it's gonna be a scalp for me. The main trade was a Tesla, and if you look at the previous video, I put my conviction also on that one, and that was the reason I took a weekly for Tesla over this one. So for first 5 minutes, this is a hammer candle, and I was in a trade as this hammer candle was materializing. Again, I was on a 3-minute chart. Same thing I did for Tesla. Whenever you know that yes, you have established your bias, I would be going on a 3-minute and see where the prices are. So let's hide the EMAs for now. So 3-minute, it has already made this candle, and then I was on this particular candle. I actually ended up entering. So it was about 40 to 50% trade, and I think there were three contracts or so I took. So I ended up selling everything here, and the reason for this was, let's go on 5-minute, and if you follow the system, which is continue to ride the 9 EMA, you'll be like, okay, why are you selling here? But the main reason I sold was this. So you go on the hourly and you see this is the resistance, and it's been a while that the square traded at these levels. So this you could say, but pre-market levels usually don't really hold more. For intraday, yes, but not for when you look at the multi-day assessment. So this was a resistance, and this is where I ended up selling. For me, the problem would be if prices starts to go up and continue to breach the ceiling and then continue to do a marching. That's when this is why I every now and then I share, like, hey, I've sold early. But again, remember the piece of the pie. You don't need a full pie. It's a piece of a pie. So all a sense, this is what was the trade. Now let's spend a few minutes on Zoom. So purpose of looking at Zoom was this. So as you see, the prices did go consolidated for the entire day, and this is the level I had, and it's pretty obvious why I had this as an hourly level. I was more interested in this, but as you notice, even in the pre-market, this level was already breached. So for me, this was the level to go for, and that's what I shared. This is the trade I did not take. I didn't even get a fill on this one. And as you can see, if you take an entry on a 5-minute chart, let's remove the EMAs. So if you take at the VWAP, you're talking about 119.8 to, let's say, 122. So that's still about 1.5 to 2 point move, and that would be certainly worth taking. Sometime I do sell early on these sort of price action, and the reason is this is a flag. The flags can be broken upward, as well as it can have a downward breach. And as you can see, this flag was broken downward. So once you start to see these top wick, red candle, top wick, look at the volume here. So this will be usually my indication that I will be getting out. Normally I would continue to stay in a trade till this point, or the main method, which is this, the 9 EMA is broken. So till this point, you will be on this red candle somewhere around here, you would get rid of. And I shared this in my first video. This is a red candle, but this is a green one, and you always want to sell it on the green. Once you know this is, market always gives you an opportunity, come on a smaller time frame and then just get rid of a contract. It's okay even if it starts to go up, but you just follow the process. That's going to make a money for you in the long run. So this was essentially the trades I took. Zoom I did not trade. It was Tesla and the Square. So just wanted to walk you through why I was interested in. Another ticker I did share yesterday was Restoration Hardware. Same system. Take a look at the daily, and you know why you're interested in. So rounding bottom, this is the resistance, and then it ended up gapping. So once it gaps up, I lose essentially for tickers like RH. This is not the one I normally trade. So I'm not very much interested in those, because whatever move for a Friday like 256 to 261, that's a 5-point move. It has already made a move, and it's not going to be leaving much of a room for me. But if you just follow the system, which is, let's go on the hourly, so either I would be interested if this level is protected. So if it comes down, get retested, and then start to give you a bounce at the VWAP, I will be entering, and that would be my 5-minute VWAP. But I was already, a few reasons I didn't take. I was already in trades. It's Friday. Number two, the gap up. Number three, this was already in a bull zone. Prices here started to come down, and the RSI part, and it really didn't make much sense for me to kind of go and chase this 5-point move. So even though, yes, you are looking at and say, hey, you know what, yes, this is the RSI, and if it starts to go up, you could. So this was a tradable ticker if you look into it, and maybe it has given. I didn't know how the contracts were moving, but the system itself was indicative that yes, it was a valid trade. Would I normally do it? No. If I have a better ticker, then I wouldn't do it. But if I really don't see much in those cases, something of this nature, I will just take it as a scalp. So I wanted to share how these tickers I will be personally trading. And I think the best part was right there. If somehow you were able to capture this move, but obviously this type of market, there's nobody knows with certainty. So this would have been, there we go, this would have been the entry right there. But swing is, it's a suicide. You may get lucky for things moves like this, but overall I don't think the market is conducive for swing. All right, so let's call it.